Let me hear what Governor Wamatangi has to say about this, because, Governor, what is the short-term strategy? Fine, there's a fertilizer subsidy at a time when rains are erratic, but that's besides the point. What is the short-term strategy of dealing with this rising cost of living right now? Because I know even people in your county are facing it as we speak.
No. Well, two issues I think that we've mixed, Trevor. Is it the short-term strategy to deal with effects of drought and food shortage that's inherent? Or is it a short-term strategy to deal with the inherited situation that the Kenya Kwanza government has inherited within the last 50 or so days? And I think the answer to the latter lies very well with what my colleague here and friend, Senator Cherage, has said. But if it is first on the interventions that have taken place as a short-term strategy to deal with the drought, it is evident, or rather it is evidenced on ground that food subsidies and relief have started being distributed. I can confirm that from my county in Kiambu, where we have 6 ASAL wards towards the side that borders Machakos on your way to Garissa. We have a ward called Goliba, another one called Gatwenyaga, which have been very, very hard hit by the drought. We have received relief food. We are starting to distribute it immediately. And also on our side, in my county that borders Narok and Kajiado, we also have some wards there, Nachu, Karai, and Ndeya, which are also very adversely affected. We've also received relief food, which we will also start distributing. I am made to understand, which I think, if that's what has happened in Kiambu, is also happening in other places, that quite a number of other areas have received this food. So for the practical short-term interventions that's happening, we as governors on ground are also intervening, and we have our own strategies of ensuring that we are supplying water to some of those places where there's no water. We are out to ensure that health standards are also kept very high, and that learning continues. So at least we're intervening to that level to ensure that life continues as we prepare and believe. And in this case, Sifuna may be useful in his prayer, the one that he didn't conclude, that then the rain comes quickly. and then we would have relief at that level. Yeah. Interventions, short-term for the cost of living. I believe that's what you wanted to ask. And I believe that what Senator Cherage was saying is pretty correct. That you know, if you've been in the situation that we have been as a country, and fortunately, we also happened to have been in that government all the way from 2013 to 2017, and then onwards within the cocktail of government that came up after the inclusion of the handshake team. You have insight as to what caused the problems. And so you get out to fix those problems. And if you attempt, in my view, to use the same knee-jerk or quick fix interventions that got you to where you are, because some of the problems we've had, and maybe this time let's have this discussion more professionally so that we can look at critical aspects that affect an economy the way our economy has been affected in the last 10 years, by focusing most of our investments to capital projects that do not yield immediate effect into an economy that has to sustain those debts that fund those projects. Without fair spread, that would have ensured that the day-to-day is still being taken care of by investing variably and in a more widespread way. And Trevor, I know when we get very technical about those kind of issues, the debate becomes boring. But it is important for us to point out some of the things that happened to get us to where we were. Yeah. If you look at what the Kibaki administration had done earlier, was to invest laterally, and there was fair investment, or a good amount of it, in those capital projects because that is a sustainable long-term strategy for an economy that will grow and be steady. But then there was also investment in small and micro enterprises, the Wanjiko and Mamamboga and Hustler, if you like.
Yeah.
And so, because that is where the day-to-day of the economy happens, you find that our people were not suffering the way we were. And then that strategy changed, and you find we invested so much more on the capital projects, forgetting that we need to get this other one still continuing. And that's why you find that we are where we are right now. If, for example, the maturation of those investments was tomorrow, then there would have been, a fair address of the current situation.
Yeah.
So in summary, I believe that the options available right now for the Kenya Kwanza administration led by His Excellency William Samoei Ruto is to ensure that the fixes for the mess that we are in are long-term, sustainable, and that we have to make sure that then that carries the economy to where it should be.
Okay.
Otherwise, if we try to use subsidies the way we have done in the past to fix these problems, it didn't work. We cannot go back to what doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So what's being done right now, I believe, is going to help the economy to recover.
Okay.
Let's not expect, in my view, that there will be that quick fix. I don't want to say it is unfair to start judging now because it's the right of the people to ask those questions and they expect answers. The answers may not be the most sweet to swallow for this time, but I believe in the long term we should be able to have answers that will not get us back to where we are today.
Okay.